So we all know that girl math is this trend where we kind of make excuses to spend maybe more than we should be spending. And so as a former Miami boss babe who is living the high life with the shopping sprees and the luxury international trips, let me just de-influence you. Now, this edition is specifically for the high ticket remote sales girlies. If you're doing sales online, I made this video especially for you because what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to break down the math between having your own offer versus working for someone else and closing on their offer. And I'll be honest, remote high ticket sales can be dreamy, but only if you're the offer owner. And let me explain by that. I'm going to break down the math a little bit more for you because you can 10x your per call income when you do this. You don't have to hire the next, trending high ticket sales coach. You don't have to just become a better closer. You don't have to find another offer or just work more hours to increase your income. Like there's a better way of doing this. And if we haven't met yet, hi, I'm Tiffany. It's great to meet you. I went from making $7.25 an hour at Chick-fil-A to closing 100K months for someone else in high ticket sales. So now what I do is I help women in sales stop renting those sales skills to build someone else's business. That way, they can keep 100% of the cash collected. Now, whether your offer exists in your notes app, in your brain, or you have no idea what that is yet, I'm going to help you package your expertise, figure out what that is, leverage other people in your offer, and price it at a premium. That way, you can sell it with the same confidence that you're already bringing to the calls you have right now. Okay. So high ticket closers are giving about 90% away to founders right now. And what's crazy to me is they're actually celebrating the big revenue numbers like it's theirs. Like 100K months sounds amazing, but giving someone else 90K a month does not sound amazing. And I think what bothers me even more about this industry specifically is these companies that you're working for likely are not investing in you. They give you no loyalty whatsoever. You're not getting benefits. You're not even getting health insurance or paid time off. And if you're a high performer, which if you're watching this video, you probably are, that means you're investing in your own skills. So you probably have a coach that's helping you become even better in high ticket closing. So you are literally investing in somebody else's business. Meanwhile, you have all the challenges that you would have anyways in your own business, but everything's dependent on one client for you. That's your own role that you're in. So if you're on, let's break down the math, okay? If you're on a 5K offer right now for closing, and if you're earning the standard 10% commission at the industry standard close rate, which is, we'll say 15 to 20% in cold traffic, that means you're earning about $500 per close. So if you want 10K a month doing this, you would need 20 closes to make 10K a month just for you, pre-tax, okay? That's being a little bit generous. That's also going to be about 25 hours on Zoom for you per week. That is not including the amount of time that you're sitting around for no-shows. It's not including the amount of time you spend dialing, following up, emails, taking notes, showing up to company meetings, for example. Okay, that's what that's going to look like for you. Now, if you're on a 10K offer, we're going to just, to make things super easy, follow the same constraints here. You would need about 13 closes to hit that 10K month. So obviously, if it's double the price, it's a lot better. But at the same time, that's still giving someone else $9,000 for every single close. And even if you're on a 25K offer, every month you're going to start from zero. And at any time, especially with the way things are changing competition wise, you can be replaced. A new sales manager can come in and just make a snap decision to hire someone else. There's so many points of failure that can throw you off. And it's kind of the opposite of the freedom and control and security you're probably hoping for when you're getting into high ticket sales. So let's flip the math. Let's say you have your own 5K offer. If you already have your own 5K offer, you're already making 10 times more per close. That's the same income, okay? And what you probably don't know, even better, is industry standard founders who are closing on their own closes and their own calls, their close rate is not the standard 10 to 20%. Their standard close rate, even without a lot of sales experience, is 50 to 70%, just because they're the founder on the offer. So what does that mean? Naturally, when you shift from closer to offer owner, your your close rate's going to increase to 50 to 70%. So when we look at that math now, that means you'd only need two 5K closes to make a 10K month versus 20 closes. Are you seeing how that math lines up for how much easier work this is? That means you'd only need about four booked calls a month and you'd already be replacing your income right now if you're making the 10K a month. Well, you can use that framework to do the math for wherever you're at right now. But if you like this math and you don't know where to start, you're probably going to have a lot of questions. And I don't want this to be the moment where you start doubting yourself, overthinking, and talking yourself out of an incredible opportunity. Because when I tell you this has transformed my life and so many other women's as well, I really want to be the one to just give you this knowledge because it's not as hard as you think. You don't need to be qualified. You don't need to sell your time for money. You don't need to create low ticket offers in order to build a brand. You don't even need to run ads to be doing this. So there's a lot of different business models, and my role as a coach is to help you decide what business model is going to match your goals the best. Because, okay, if we're honest, if it was just a matter of income, you'd probably find another way. But what you really want, you want probably a full-time uncapped income, working however many hours you want to work with the ability to travel, and it doesn't affect your bottom line. And if you're younger, you're probably saying, you know what, I want to have high income so I can be a stay-at-home mom and still have my own dreams and purpose. And if you already are there, that's probably what your main motivation is too, like being a more present wife and mom and just community member. Because I think as women, that's kind of what we look for is to enrich in our relationships. That's also why I love working with women because what I've learned about money, working with a lot of clients at different levels, is money will always make you more of who you are. And so I love working with clients who aren't just money hungry. How fast can I make my 10, 20, 50K month? I like to know what my clients' why is first because I can see if you are already a generous person who's doubting yourself right now, the biggest cheerleader for others, and behind the scenes hiding on their own, then you're exactly the kind of woman that I would love to know, to meet, to invite into my Bible study, even, and to join my coaching program where I can help you build out your own offer. The reality is, there's a lot of challenges. Of course, I'm not going to give you your matcha Pilates dream. You've already probably bought into that and realized it's not real. So, yeah, it's going to take some work. But on the other side of it is no longer living for just pleasure and yourself. I know it gets old and it gets more than anything, it gets empty. Like, I lived it. I had the BMW, the $4,000 a month apartment where I could see dolphins from the window, the shopping sprees. I've been to 37 countries. Like, I've had that life, and I can tell you it really does get empty at a point. And why is that? Because there's so much more to living a successful lifestyle. It is a matter of living on purpose. I believe genuinely that every woman has a calling on her life. And her dream is to figure out what that is. Like, that's your mission, is to figure out your calling. I can give you the biggest spoiler alert, and it's that your calling is to know God and to make him known. And business is the ultimate vehicle to building your faith and to building relationships with others and actually serving your community. So I love business as a vehicle for healing. I love business as a vehicle for faith and understanding biblical principles even deeper. And if that's the kind of journey that you want to go on, I would love to meet you. Go ahead and drop a comment on this video. Go ahead and send me a DM on Instagram at Coach Tiffany Taylor. And go ahead and hit subscribe because I'm going to be posting a lot more videos like this one, breaking down the math also. And if you have a question, you want a follow-up video, go ahead and let me know what you'd like to see next in the comments.